We live in a great neighborhood of Atlanta, Georgia called Virginia Highland. Our house was built in the 1950s. It was brick on the outside, but a very plain box. We've been working hard to bring a lot of craftsman details to the front of the house. Added these nice tapered columns sitting on sort of a field stone base. The patio is a great place to just hang out. We also added this beadboard to the ceiling of the porch and took down a light fixture that was right here over the front door. Now this area is just way too dark at night. It's, you're coming up these stairs, it's very dim. We'd like to add a fixture here in the wall on this brick, but chopping out the brick and getting into the wiring of the house and figuring out how to do that correctly, electrical is just not my strong suit, so I just need some help.
Aaron, you got some great details on your craftsman house.
Thank you.
And I could see why you'd want to finish it off with a sconce right here next to the door.
That'd be perfect, yeah.
So we're going to help you out with that. We've actually asked electrician Michelle Bray to come down. And Michelle, you've been here for a little while, poking around. What have you found?
What I have found is there's a feed from the panel that runs up to the switch box right inside this wall, leaves the switch box, travels up through the wall, over to the attic, into that light fixture right there.
Yeah, so we've got power outside.
We do.
But we need to get from that fixture over to where we want this fixture to be.
We do.
How do we do that?
We'll have to go into the attic, set a box, run a wire across, run down into the stud wall, which is right behind this brick veneer wall.
Yeah.
Then penetrate the brick, set a box, and put the light in.
All right, so I heard attic. I presume to get started, we're
going to that attic.
All right, let's go to the attic. It's nice to have a big fan like this in a hot attic on a summer day.
Well, Kevin, we are headed through the attic right now across the living room, and we're going to go out to where the front porch is.
All right. Tight fit, good access.
I have already cut off the power to this circuit and the panel in the basement.
And so what do we got in here?
What we have is, this is the switch right here from downstairs.
So that's power.
That's power. It comes up. It goes to this right here, which is the old splice for the light that was above head. Mm-hmm. And then it runs over to the light we looked at downstairs.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to tap into these wires to create a new sconce feed, but what we're going to need to do is set a junction box, because these splices should be always in a junction box per code.
All right, so you got yourself a junction box up here already. There's a hammer.
All right, thank you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is snip these wires so that I can set them in the junction box. And then lace in the Romex. All right, we're going to lace the new wire in right here underneath the old one. Before we splice these wires, we're going to need to staple them off and secure them to the joist. The wires have to lay flat under the staple. What I'm going to do is get the knife and remove the outer sheathing off the wires. Now I'm going to splice these wires together, color to color. I'm going to splice these grounds together with wire nuts. Tuck them down in the box. Now I'm going to splice the white ones. I'm going to twist these wires together. And these get a wire nut as well. And we do the same thing with the hots. And we cover the junction box. Good. And now we're going to take this new wire that's connected to the switch, and we have to get it down the wall to our new sconce location. Mm-hmm. We measured, and it's down below, and it's about 8 inches away from the switch leg. So we're going to drill 2 holes right over here in this stud bay.
Okay.
The second hole is so we can set a flashlight on top of the wall and make sure there's no obstructions in the wall that'll block our feed.
Oh, clever.
Okay, we've got the second hole. Now I'm going to take a flashlight and take a look. The cavity's clear with no obstructions. That's good. So we're going to drop the Romex in the hole now. Okay, now we're going to staple this wire in place. Now we're going to fire caulk the holes. So Aaron,
Yes.
we have finished in the attic.
Great.
We've got the wire fished down the wall.
Okay.
Your sconce is 14 inches tall, so we're going to mount it somewhere up in here.
Okay.
I recommend we center it off the mailbox.
I think that'd look great.
And then, so I'm going to mark for the box right here.
Okay.
Okay? All right, you're at 13 and a half to the center. It'll be the center line of your sconce.
Okay.
All right, now that we got the box marked, let's remove the mailbox. Now, what I'm going to use is an 18-volt cordless drill. It's got a hammer setting. I'm going to shift it to hammer right here. And then it's got a masonry bit for the brick.
Okay.
I'm going to drill a series of holes about a ½ inch apart around the perimeter of the electrical box. All right, what I've got is a 2-pound hammer and a cold chisel, and hopefully it'll break right on the holes that we drilled. All right, what I'm trying to do is be gentle on the hammering, but I got a little crack going on right here, so I'm going to swap to the smaller cold chisel. All right, Aaron, we got to try to tap out this side now, and we'll continue with the small cold chisel. All right, fit looks good. Okay, there's some sheathing back here, so I'm going to take the same drill with a hole saw and cut through it. Hey, there's our wire.
Great.
All right, let's set a box, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. We're using a fast-drying hydraulic cement to set the box in place, and it'll expand as it hardens. Okay. It'll take it about 5 to 10 minutes to harden. Now that the concrete is set, we're going to attach the mounting bracket for the light to the box. Okay, we're ready for the light. I wrap the ground wire from the wall around the ground screw, and now I'm attach it to the ground wire from the light. Now I'm going to tuck it in the wall. And now I'll just connect the white to white and the black to the black.
All right, Aaron, the last thing we have to do is to screw in the light bulb. But instead of an incandescent, we are going to use an LED lamp. So it puts out just as much light as a 60-watt incandescent. You can screw it into any socket, but instead of using 60 watts, it only uses about 12 watts.
That's pretty high tech.
Give it a try.
All right.
Open it up for you.
Thank you.
Get it up in there.
Good in here.
You guys chose a pretty nice looking sconce.
Well, we tried to pick something that would go with the Craftsman theme. I think we did pretty good.
I think it nailed it. Hey, Michelle, we got power?
We do have power.
All right,
All
bring it
right.
up. Let's see
I
how
am
we look.
closed.
All right. Hey,
Fantastic. Yeah, I do. I think it's sort of the last crowning touch. I think it's going to be perfect. Thanks so much for coming to Atlanta and helping us out.
Well, don't thank me. Michelle, you did all the work.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, boys. This thing's got batteries down here, a printed circuit board, all kinds of wires, a little trigger right here. What is it?
I got it.
You do?
Yeah.
You do.
Now, a lot of time I go to a plant and I have dead soil.
Dead dirt?
Dead dirt. I want dirt that's alive, microorganisms in it. So what I do is I take a scoop of good dirt and I drop it inside. And oh my gosh, amoebas, protozoa, mycorrhiza. And the great thing about it is I can pick them out one by one. Like right here, I'm going to grab a couple of fungi. Now I can take them over to the dead soil, put them in, and it comes alive. And I can even take a couple of fungi and make Richard a fungi.
You need a lot more than that to make him a fun guy.
Dead dirt.
That's not what it is at all. This is actually a portable bug zapper.
Really?
You've been to that cookout with the annoying mosquito. You just, all over the. All right. So let's say you've got a mosquito landing on you. You trap them. All right. Now just zap them.
So you need really slow, stupid
Now I've
mosquitoes.
zapped them, but now you got one flying around. You're watching him coming around. He lands on your forehead. Watch this. He's gone. Just like that.
Someone's gone. I don't think it's the mosquito, pal. Oy, he must be a real fun guy at those parties. This reminds me of my college days.
Yeah.
What you thinking? I actually put my way through college. I was a door-to-door salesman.
You had a job?
Still do. And it turns out, you can spend a lot of time looking for the doorbell, right? And that wastes time, and you got to make a lot of, sales. So I picked one of these up. It's a universal doorbell. I carry this with me as I'm walking up the walk. Bing bong. I can ring any doorbell just like that.
What did you sell?
Duh, I just told you. Doors. Doors. What else is a door-to-door salesman?
And I wonder that's your last job.
What it really is actually from the home auditing industry, it is a smoke stick. Now, when you want to know where the energy is going in your building, where the drafts are occurring, you can't see it. But with a smoke stick, you can. There's a little bit of liquid you put right in the side here. Look what you got.
Wow.
All right. So now it's going to tell you if you've got a leaky door.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And you know what? If you do have a leaky door, I got something for you, huh? What? So what's it going to take to get you in like a 3/8, 60 inch and 3/4 pre-hung today? I'll throw in the door now.
I'm not sure.
I'll throw in the doorbell.
How you making out, Kev?
I'm making out all right. I actually like chopping wood, but I don't like picking it up. It seems like I spend more time picking it up and stacking it than I do actually splitting it.
Well, we might have a way to help you out. We got a viewer tip from Bruce in Rochester, New York, on a way to keep you from spending all your time chasing the wood.
Is he going to come and swing my axe?
No, he's not going to do that. What he suggests is to take your piece of wood.
Yeah?
You're going to wrap it in a bungee cord.
Really?
You wrap it about 2/3 of the way down. We're going to come around. We're going to pull it real tight. And we're using this chain as an extender to reach all the way around.
All right. And so what's this going to do for
With
me?
it hooked into place. The idea is you're going to split the wood. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to stay there.
Ooh. Well, let's see if it's true. Okay.
So far, so good.
So far, so good indeed. Hey, look at this. Bruce. This is
One more.
terrific.
Now, the best part is you simply pick up the whole bunch, bring it over to your pile, drop your bungee cord off, bring it. All the wood is right where you want it to be.
That is great, Roger. You know what? I like that tip. And Bruce, for sending it in, we are going to send you a T-shirt. Thanks very much, and keep them coming.
You got a little more to do here.
I thought I'd do the first one and you'd do the next three.
No.
One,
Get to work.
3, 1.
We are here in a Boston neighborhood that I am very familiar with. I was born here, and my family's plumbing and heating business was started in 1902 here. About 5 years later, they built this house. So, Peter, what's going on?
Well, Rich, about 6 years ago, we added this bathroom, and we haven't had any problems until about 3 or 4 months ago, I turned the cold water on, and it came out a little hot. And now it takes about 40 or 50 seconds for the water to get cold.
That's hot. Not supposed to be. It's supposed to be cold.
Yeah.
Well, you might notice it here, but I think it originates somewhere else. Anytime I hear about this condition, hot coming out of the cold faucet, I think about the presence of a cross connection. Now, with this faucet, it's very difficult for it to happen. You've got a hot water shutoff point right here, and that water comes into the spout, and a cold water point right here. Well, the water mixes, but it mixes downstream of the shutoff.
Okay.
When I think about a cross connection, it has to have a certain type of valve that has the place where the hot and the cold can mix upstream of where you shut the valve off. A couple of prime culprits are the wash machine valves that you use to have a single lever, or a single lever shower valve.
Okay. Well, funny you should mention the shower valve, Rich, because about the same time we were having problems with the sink, I started hearing a thump when I would turn the shower valve on.
All right, let's try that. That's a thump. That's a clue. Now, behind this tile wall, there's a hot water pipe right here that goes into this side of the valve, a cold water pipe right here that goes here. Now, one thing you have to remember about water is anytime you heat it, it needs to expand. You have a water here in the basement, right?
Yep.
All right, so when that water is heated, normally it'll just expand through the cold water main. But if this valve is defective, you give it a perfect place for it to expand. It'll come up through the hot water pipe, it'll push its way right over here, down through that cold water pipe, And now behind the wall, there's a cold water pipe here that now has hot water in it. I bet you we're going to feed some of that hot water into the toilet, and it goes into the sink. Is there anywhere else in the house that you see hot water from the cold side?
No.
So that's another clue. This has become prime culprit number one. I'm going to run to the basement. We'll turn the water off. We'll get started.
All right.
All right, the water is off, and sometimes the hardest part of these jobs is how to get the plate actually off. You go looking for screws. In this case, there aren't any screws. You just have to loosen this gland nut right here. When I get this off, I'm going to give this to you. Okay, so that's all the finished trim.
All right.
Now, below that is our single lever pressure balanced shower valve cartridge. So I'm just going to expose these pieces and take them out. Now, holding the cartridge into the wall are these two Phillips screws. These are brass. And you don't want to lose these screws in the wall. All right. Now, the top piece is called the control head. And that's what actually sets the temperature, hot or cold, to mix. And below it is a second cartridge, and that's actually for the pressure balancing. And that's a very important part. Let me just take this over to the table and show you what I mean. The great thing about a modern shower valve is it's designed for safety. It has a feature called pressure balancing, which means you can't get scalded. Now, in your case, it's a two-part assembly. The top part is this control head. And you turn the handle, it changes the temperature. But behind it is this very important safety device that is designed for pressure balance. I brought along a cutaway to show how it should operate. So you get hot and cold pressure right here. Now inside, if I pull it apart, you'll see the key part inside is this diaphragm with a piston that goes both ways. So now let's just imagine that you've got your shower valve in place and the toilet gets flushed. So here's the cold and here's the hot. That means cold pressure goes down. Well, what happens? Hot water pressure wins the day and pushes that diaphragm this way, which means this piston will close off, and it's going to close off the hot water side to match the volume of the cold water side so you get the same temperature of the shower head. But you can really see here that if that diaphragm ever failed, look at this. You've got the perfect condition for cross connection, hot going right to cold, okay? So let's see what you've got inside yours. There's 4 Phillips screws here. All right. So let's see what we got here. Come on. All right. Ooh, look at this, Peter.
Wow.
That doesn't look like new, does it?
Not at all.
Looks a little different than that one. So you can see that the diaphragm is completely blown out. So there's your cross connection, hot going to cold. But you can also understand now what that thump is. That piston now is just left to just drive back and forth and make a bang.
All right.
All right? Yeah. Well, fortunately, I brought a new one.
Great.
It's your lucky day. Time to rebuild. All right, we start by reinstalling the pressure balance cartridge. A couple of O-rings go at the back so we can make a nice tight seal at the back of the valve. A couple more larger O-rings on this side. And then the control head. There's a blue on this side, so that's the cold side.
Water's back on.
All right, good. Give it a test. Nothing coming out right here from the face of it. Water shuts on and off. It's time to put the trim back in. Now the real test of whether you fixed your shower is over here at the sink. It is cold coming out of the cold.
Sure is.
And it says it should be.
All right. Good job, Rich. Thanks very much.
All right. So if you do a project around your house and get into hot water, let us know. Until next time, I'm Rich Trethui for Ask This Old House. Is it hot on the left?
I think so.
Thank you.
Next time on Ask This Old House.
I'm headed to Philadelphia to install a sump pump that works even when the power doesn't.
The railing is very wobbly. It's rusted at the bottom, in the middle, and the very top, and it's about to fall off. I'm really worried that someone's going to get hurt.
I'm going to fix this rusty, rotted railing.
What is it? Well, I use the blue for my face.
Yeah.
And I use the red for my legs.
Get out of here.
Next time on Ask This Old House. Ask This Old House has much more to show you. To see entire episodes anytime, just go to video.pbs.org. This Old House magazine, the companion to the television series, provides advice from our experts that you've come to know. You can use your credit card to order 10 monthly issues for $10. Just call 1-800-221-5900.